BTS Jungkook has officially been transferred to kitchen duty in the midst of his military service. How will one of K-pop's biggest stars face this unprecedented challenge? Here's the full explanation. From world star to military barracks kitchen. A surprising decision came from the South Korean military when Jungkook, one of the members of BTS known as the Golden Machina, was transferred from his main military duty to become a cook. The news not only shocked fans but also sparked widespread discussion on social media, with hashtags like #ProtectJungkook and #JusticeForJungkook dominating global trends. What exactly is behind this decision, and how will it affect Jungkook and his fans? Jungkook is known as one of the members of BTS who has always shown great dedication, whether in music, performance, or his civic responsibilities. When he began his mandatory military service some time ago, many appreciated this move as a form of commitment to his country. However, the situation changed drastically when reports began to emerge that he was facing immense pressure in the hierarchical military environment. Some anonymous sources from the barracks revealed that Jungkook was allegedly experiencing unfair treatment from some seniors. In the South Korean military system, the culture of seniority is often a difficult issue to overcome. Jungkook, whose status as an international celebrity cannot be hidden, was allegedly subjected to additional pressure from seniors who felt uncomfortable with his presence. Jimin's role in Jungkook's situation. In the midst of this situation, Jimin, one of Jungkook's closest friends and groupmates in BTS, voiced his support through social media. Although Jimin did not directly mention Jungkook's name or situation, he wrote an emotional message that read, "Sometimes the world feels so unfair. All we can do is support those we love." This message was immediately interpreted by fans as a form of support for Jungkook. Many ARMYs believed that Jimin understood exactly what his partner was going through. However, Jimin chose to maintain privacy and not reveal more details to the public. The relationship between Jimin and Jungkook has always been one of the highlights in BTS. The two are known to have a strong emotional closeness. In previous interviews, Jimin has mentioned that he has always supported Jungkook, both in his career and personal life. Now, in the midst of this controversy, Jimin's support is proof of their solidarity as members of BTS. Speculation behind the reassignment. The decision to transfer Jungkook from primary duty to the military kitchen sparked various speculations. Cook duties are usually given to those who are deemed unsuitable for heavy physical tasks or have cooking skills. However, many doubted this reasoning considering Jungkook is known for his incredible stamina and discipline. Some reports suggest that this decision was made to protect Jungkook from further pressure in the barracks. However, on the other hand, many feel that this move is a form of discrimination against Jungkook due to his celebrity status. ARMYs around the world reacted strongly to this news. They demanded an explanation from the South Korean military and requested that Jungkook be treated fairly. The hashtags #ProtectJungkook and #JusticeForJungkook became a global rallying cry showing their solidarity with the idol. Social impact in Korea's military system. The case also opened up a wider discussion about the culture of seniority in the South Korean military. Many believe that the treatment Jungkook allegedly received is only the tip of a larger problem. Social activists claim that if an international celebrity like Jungkook can be subjected to unfair treatment, then one can only imagine what thousands of other young Koreans with no influence or media attention go through. However, this situation has also divided public opinion in South Korea. Some support Jungkook and call for major reforms in the military system, while others feel that the attention is excessive simply because of his celebrity status. One Korean citizen commented on an online forum, "Thousands of young Koreans face similar situations every day. Why is only Jungkook getting this much attention?" Nevertheless, Jungkook is now known not only as a member of BTS, but also as a symbol of the fight against injustice in a hierarchical system. Jungkook's future direction. To date, the South Korean military has not made an official statement regarding Jungkook's transfer. This silence has only heightened speculation and sparked public outrage. Many wonder if this decision is really to protect Jungkook or if there is another agenda behind it. Outside the barracks, support continues to pour in for Jungkook, not only from ARMY but also from social observers. They see this case as an important moment to highlight wider problems in the military system. However, the pressure on Jungkook is also growing. As a public figure who is now in a closed environment like the military, his space is very limited. The global spotlight on him makes the situation even more complicated. The big question now is whether Jungkook will be able to withstand this pressure, and whether the South Korean military will respond to public demands for justice. What is clear is that this story has not only been a highlight for BTS fans but has also opened up important discussions about fair treatment and culture within the South Korean military system. Jungkook case updates, new steps and growing solidarity. As support from armies around the world continues to pour in, pressure on the South Korean military to provide an official statement is mounting. However, to date, the institution has remained silent, creating an atmosphere of speculation among the public. Meanwhile, there have been calls from several social organizations in South Korea for greater transparency in the military's policies, especially in handling cases involving celebrities. They argue that unclear decisions, such as in Jungkook's case, damage the military's image as a fair and professional institution. However, what makes this case even more interesting is Jimin's involvement, which is slowly coming into the spotlight. Some observers say that Jimin's message of support is not just an emotional expression, but a strong signal that there is something bigger going on behind the scenes. Jimin is known to be protective of his peers, and his move indicates a deep solidarity among the members, even when they face individual challenges. A quiet move from ARMY. Outside the barracks, ARMY did not remain silent. In addition to voicing support on social media, some fan communities began collecting data and information on the treatment patterns of celebrities serving in the military. They hoped that by raising Jungkook's case, systemic changes could be made, not only for him but also for thousands of other young men. One army representative, who is also a social activist, said, "We not only want to protect Jungkook, but also want to make sure that everyone who is serving in the military is treated fairly. Jungkook is a symbol of our fight for justice." Unexpected support from fellow celebrities. Amidst the intense public attention to this case, several fellow celebrities who have served in the military have spoken out. They shared their personal experiences of the often unfair culture of seniority within the military. One famous actor even mentioned that cases like Jungkook's are not new, but rarely come to light because those who experience them often don't have a platform to speak out. Meanwhile, other BTS members such as and Suga, while not directly commenting, were seen lending support through symbolic actions. For example, they wore clothes with hidden messages such as "justice" and "strength" in some private posts. Is this a moment of change? Jungkook's case has sparked a national discussion about the treatment of individuals in the South Korean military system. Many hope that the attention could serve as a catalyst for greater reform, especially in addressing the culture of seniority that is often perceived as excessive. However, major challenges remain. The military's hierarchical and closed system is often difficult for public demands to penetrate. Still, with the global spotlight on this case, there is hope that change, however slow, can happen. This is a story of how injustice can be faced with courage, solidarity, and the relentless support of people who care. Jungkook is not only a global star, but also an inspiration to those who fight for justice.